This video was being recorded on Monday, November 16th, 2020. Hello everyone, this is Nicholas Acosta and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to CSCBVIP, also known as Computer Science for Blind and Visually Impaired People. It's been a very wonderful week. This is just the beginning of the week, but last week was such a wonderful week. Yes, MacOS 11.0 is now out to the public. Apple had their event on Tuesday, November 10th, where they introduced their new lineup of Mac computers with their new silicon chipset, the M1 chipset, and some pretty nice announcements. Of course, we will learn more about this as time goes on, and a lot of speed improvements and stuff like that. I don't really know anything about these chips, but they said that they launched a MacBook, a new Mac Mini with the silicon chipsets in them. Of course, this is the M1 chipset. I'm going to be doing an in-depth video on this new processor that Apple has introduced. But it's been a pretty busy year for Apple. You know, of course, they had WWDC where they talked about this Mac, and then they talked about it in June. Then Apple had their another event, which is for the Apple Watch and the new iPads, which they released, and then they had another event, which was the high-speed event to introduce new iPhones, and now they had another event talking about the new computers and their new silicon chipset that they introduced. It was a packed event, only 45 minutes, but it was a great one. And it was packed, but don't worry, because Intel isn't going anywhere. Apple's supposed to be supporting Intel for a while, alongside their lineup of Macs with the M1 chip built in. But like I said, we will learn more about the speed and the stability, but they also announced that macOS 11.0 would be released on Thursday, and sure enough it was. I still haven't updated because it's a huge installation. The installer file is huge. It takes a while, but I'm going to back up my system using Time Machine and an external hard drive and install it. This update is very solid as far as VoiceOver is concerned, and so you're going to notice that there have been minor bugs introduced, but Apple will be fixing these bugs as they release updates. And also, I would like to mention, I've been running iOS 14.2 for the last couple of days, and it's been going smoothly for me. I did not mention in my last video that I did, but how should I say? I gained some space. I had 16.64 gigabytes, and then after updating, I had 18.31 gigabytes, and so that was pretty cool. That I gained some space. But I should also mention that I have the app offload feature enabled, and basically what this does, it offloads any unused apps. Basically, the app will be deleted, but the icon will still be there. a special icon. It'll look like a cloud, but basically your documents and data will be saved in iCloud. But this is pretty cool because when your phone or your iPad runs out of storage, you just turn on the offload feature by going to settings, general storage, and turning on the offload feature. By default, it is disabled, but I've been using this, and anytime you want to reinstall an app, you just double tap on the cloud icons, whatever apps were uninstalled, you just double tap on them and they'll begin reinstalling, and you'll always have the latest version of the apps because everything is connected to the App Store and everything gets updated in the cloud, so you don't have to ever worry about that. I also want to mention that you could also do the same thing if you have like photos and videos taking up storage. Just go into that offload feature, and it doesn't just work with apps, it works with photos and videos. So that's what I've been using, and like I said, it just works and you gain a lot of space back. So I've been using that. But anyway, without what I was gonna say is that without this offload feature enabled, I would have had no space, and so I had to, and I used to have to delete apps, and I don't want to do that no more. So I turned on this feature so that I can get as much space as possible. And not to mention, I also you can also offload apps manually by going into your settings, general, and storage settings, and you can go under offload apps, double tap that if you're using VoiceOver, or just tap on it if you're not using VoiceOver, and you'll see your list of apps. You just tap on an app to go in there into the apps settings, and don't hit delete app, hit offload, and then it'll give you the option to offload the app. So that's a bit of information that I wanted to discuss there. But the events that I spoke about were nice. I just want to say that there's a bunch of possibilities going forward with all these software updates and the new processors that were introduced. iOS 14.2 has been out, watchOS 7.1, tvOS, and the HomePod updates. And by the way, talking about HomePod, the HomePod Mini that Apple introduced last month alongside the new iPhones is now out. It's been available for pre-order for the last 10 days or so, but it's now available in the Apple Store, and that's all I want to talk about in this video. But I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.